with immense John, and how many trees you kill every time you use paper towels. I was astounded. So
I love paper towels, so don't.
I know, I like paper towels too.
If we want to
But
really move toward more efficiency,
more
we need
efficiency
a way.
and get rid of those things you send us every month, which were kind of meaningless, and let us do it the way you guys used to do
Yeah,
it,
without
but have the
giving us
ability
Yeah, without having us have an iPad or whatever.
Right.
I've got a computer, I just want to go into our website. I
Sure.
want to be able to access the information that we need to have, which could include much more than just the financials. Like I said, these policies, a lot of this stuff, let's make our lives
Well,
easier and work smarter.
And
instead of harder.
transparent, we forgot to use that word too, transparent.
Oh, that's all right.
Okay, so we have your input on the bills then, the policy moves forward as it is, we'll,
What policy? Which one, which number was that?
No, we're going to go back to the way we used to do the bills, and also have it available to the board through the computer. And do we have to change the policy now?
We changed it to have a $5,000 threshold. But you still have to physically look at the 5,000 above.
So can we look at it on the computer instead of looking at it on sheets of paper?
Oh, no, they'll still be in there. You
yeah,
just
they'll
sort
still
it.
be in there.
You just sort it that
You
way.
just sort it, yeah.
You're gonna have
Yeah.
still.
Yeah.
So then we don't have to change the policy then?
Right.
Yeah, the board had also asked me to talk to our peers, 5 to 8, 5 to 7 eventually, and see if we can try to do yeah, the only Joliet does a $2,500 threshold, the rest all do a post ratification. So the law seems to be clear, there has to be language on every board agenda that you're approving the bills.
And that's good, we can do that.
Yeah.
You're still gonna have one problem that, because Linda Paul's not here tonight, it's not been addressed, and that is she doesn't understand why, when we approve bills, that some of them have already been paid when we come to the board meeting. And I don't think it's possible to have a system where you hold off on everything until the board meets and approves it. You know, and you've got all the checks and balances in place, but I know you're still gonna get that comment from her.
Okay.
Well,
We-
you know,
she
I
did-
work for a school district, and we didn't even get our travel reimbursements handed to us. The checks were cut, but they were never mailed until after the board meeting. So, I mean,
Yeah.
some schools do.
Yeah, because I worked for a school district, and there were bills that had to be paid by certain deadlines prior to the board meeting, and they were paid, and then the board approved them.
That was the policy approved in November. And then in December, we talked it over and you wanted it changed again, so that's why we're at the current policy right now. And so you will see some that have already been paid by your new policy. But, you know, they're all under 5,000. And you'll review all the bills. You'll have the opportunity, and you'll have the opportunity to sort them in various ways.
Is there a better way, so that we are, I don't know, you talk to other schools, they all pay them and then approve them?
Most all bills back, and then a handful that I found that had a threshold.
And what schools is that handful?
The 3 that I saw were Joliet. I didn't bring the downstairs ones with me. The 3 up here were Joliet, us now, and College of
So they all, Joliet, what was the other one?
and DuPage, and us.
And what was their policy?
DuPage was $5,000, and anything above $5,000 was supposed to have been approved, and I think that's a little bit of what their issue is right now. And Joliet has $2,500 with a long list of exemptions.
Well,
But then all of the schools, except for those bills, none of the others are
paid in advance.
paid in advance.
Oh, no, the rest were paid in advance. They were ratified by the board.
You know, Barbara.
Okay, the question becomes, hang on, the question
Okay.
is there a way, or is there any other school in the state that approves the bills before they pay them?
Kankakee does it. I worked at Kankakee.
Yeah.
They did it that way. et cetera.
They approve everything before it's paid?
Before it's paid, but you know what, it's not a good practice perhaps today, unless you have to do that, because vendors have to wait, you know, it's actually more work for the staff, et cetera, it's not as efficient.
Well, I'm not
Barbara,
worried about the
Barbara,
work.
I wanted to make a statement. If you paid a invoice and then later on determined that there was an error against the college, all you do is address that to the vendor and get a credit or a new invoice. I mean, it's not a big deal. I mean, we're not buying rocket ships.
Pretty much.
Well, I don't think so. We're not buying rocket ships.
So why don't we ask the question, what are you comfortable with, Dave?
You know, how this law reads might have been very interesting back in the 1967, I think is when it was approved. But I think it's a very costly law to the taxpayers. It often incurs, in two ways, often incurs late fees and fines that we're constantly trying to try to get them waived. But further, once you start to get a reputation, your bid prices ultimately go up because people know you're not going to be paid on a timely basis. If you don't hit that magic date that the bill has to get in to make the board bonds.
Great point.
It's not as efficient.
That's all great, and I agree with that. You should be doing this as efficiently as possible. If we're ratifying them, we're ratifying them. But
And you've got checks and balances in
Yes.
place, so we're trusting, you know, what's going on, because there are multiple layers of checks and balances.
I checked today that no less than three people at the college looks at every single thing.
I mean, that's wonderful.
And those are the little ones.
Yeah.
The big ones can go to 6.
But the rest of it is that the public probably does not understand is a thorough audit that we go through every year. And we pass it with flying colors. Our checks and balances are up to snuff with the auditors, and we follow the law. You know, my fiduciary responsibility is taken care of.
I think you did a good job of working through these policies. I think what you established now is a good mixture of the two. You've set a threshold, you have a system here so you're not holding vendors up. I think what you have now is good, and I think we can get you the information, all of you, that you want, whether that's through a portal or by sending you a spreadsheet or directing it to you. We'll get you the information.
We don't want a spreadsheet, we want a portal. We don't want to have to download all this stuff.
Yeah, you have it taken up all your memory on your computer.
Just let us, why are you so resistant
No,
to
we'll do it in a
this?
portal. We'll
You
make
said
sure it's
any
in a
one of
portal.
the three ways,
Sure
all
it's
of
in a
the three
portal.
ways.
Yes. It's fine. It'll still be a spreadsheet though. All right, so, all right.
So our threshold now is how much currently in policy?
5,000.
5,000.
Too much, too little.
I'm still struggling with approving something after it's already happened.
I'm not, because of the safeguards that are in place and because of the extra costs that you mentioned. If we do hold off and we end up getting a reputation for not paying on time, or we end up with extra fees, or we end up with higher bid prices, we can't afford that.
So David, is it correct, there's no college in the state of Illinois that doesn't pay their bills until after the
That's not
budget?
true. I'm sure
Kankakee?
there are some that
Besides Kankakee.
hold all their bills except for what's provided in the law, which is just payroll.
Right.
Now, I would be very surprised that they're not paying their utility bills and all
You
of
know, I
those
hate
things
to
that
have you
we-
do more work, but you meet with the chief financial officers of all of the institutions, you have an organization,
I have a
ask
list
them.
there. I'll send it out.
Ask them, I'd be curious to know which schools actually wait to pay their bills or mail them out until the board actually approves them. If you could get us, that would be helpful for me.
By the way, your predecessor school made what appeared to be an erroneous statement at the last trustees meeting. They said that they could not get a AAA bond rating because the state of Illinois bond rating is so bad.
Ha! Because they lost me,
That's
why.
I had to pipe in that we do have a AAA bond rating.
Right.
All right, I think we're finished. This is,
David, when do you think you could get that information? Before the next board meeting?
I think that'll be tough because they usually, when I put a inquiry like that, it takes.
Takes them a while to get back to you.
Adjourn?
Well, you need a motion.
Need a motion. So moved. Don't need a second. Tomorrow's rules of order. Just need a
All right.
motion to adjourn.
Unanimous?
Unanimous.
All right, unanimous it is.
No.
David,
Please.
How you think?
you're